In a small village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a hero named Elias. He was known for his strength and bravery, having fought against fierce beasts and protected his people from great dangers. But beneath his rugged exterior lay deep scars, both visible and hidden. Years of battling enemies had left him with a wounded leg that made each step a reminder of the struggles he faced. Elias's heart bore wounds just as profound. Once, he had known the warmth of love, an enchanting woman named Mara who filled his days with laughter and joy. Together, they dreamed of a future filled with adventure and happiness. However, tragedy struck when Mara was taken from him during a dark ambush. This loss shattered Elias's spirit and turned his once bright eyes into pools of sorrow. Now, Elias roamed the village like a shadow of his former self, carrying the weight of his past battles and heartache. Though he wore a brave face, the longing for what he had lost haunted him day and night. As whispers of trouble began to stir in the air, Elias felt an old fire ignite within him, a flicker of hope that perhaps he could find purpose again. Before the darkness of loss enveloped Elias, there was a time filled with light and laughter, all thanks to Mara. Their love blossomed in the vibrant meadows surrounding the village, where they spent countless afternoons sharing dreams beneath the shade of ancient trees. Mara had a way of seeing the good in everything, encouraging Elias to believe in himself when self-doubt crept in. One sunny day, they ventured to the riverbank, where Mara taught him how to fish. As they laughed and splashed in the water, Elias felt truly alive. She whispered stories of heroes and adventures, igniting a fire within him that pushed him to become a better protector of their village. With Mara by his side, he felt invincible, ready to face any challenge that came his way. Their shared moments, like stargazing on cool nights or dancing to the sound of the village festival, filled Elias with purpose. Every battle he fought was not just for his home but for the dream of a future with Mara. Her unwavering belief in him transformed Elias into a man who dared to fight for love and hope, shaping his spirit long before tragedy struck. Even now, the memory of their love flickered like a beacon in his heart, urging him to rise once more. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the mountains, a dark shadow loomed over the village. A band of ruthless marauders invaded, their hearts filled with greed and malice. Elias had been out on patrol, ever vigilant to protect his home. But when he heard the cries for help, he sprinted towards the chaos without hesitation. In the midst of the turmoil, he fought valiantly, pushing back against the invaders. But as he battled, his heart raced with fear for Mara, who had gone to gather supplies for their community. Just when victory seemed within reach, a piercing scream shattered the air. Mara had been caught in the fray. Elias rushed to her side, but it was too late. He cradled her lifeless body in his arms as the weight of despair crushed him. The vibrant world they had built together faded into shadows, leaving only echoes of laughter in its wake. The loss shattered his spirit. Every battle he'd once fought felt meaningless without her by his side. A dark cloud enveloped him, plunging him into solitude and grief, igniting a fierce internal struggle between hopelessness and the small flicker of hope still buried deep within. In the days that followed Mara's death, Elias became a ghost of his former self. Each dawn brought with it the emptiness of her absence, and he found himself wandering the village in a fog of sorrow. The joyful laughter that once filled their home had faded into silence, replaced by haunting memories that echoed in his mind. He would often catch sight of her favorite flower, a delicate bloom that reminded him of her warmth, and each time, a wave of guilt washed over him. He replayed the battle in his mind endlessly, believing he could have saved her if only he had been faster. Those thoughts consumed him, leading him deeper into despair. At night, he struggled to sleep as visions of Mara danced in his dreams, her smile now tinged with sadness. Alone in the dark, Elias felt suffocated by guilt and questioned whether he was still worthy of being called a hero. The weight of his grief became unbearable, and he secluded himself from the villagers who once admired him. In moments of solitude, he wrestled with the shadows of regret and sorrow, fighting against a will that felt more fragile with each passing day. Yet, even within this darkness, a small part of him yearned for redemption, an inkling that perhaps there was still a fight left in him. One morning, as Elias wandered the village in his usual haze of grief, a commotion caught his attention. He turned to see a group of villagers gathered outside the tavern, faces twisted in worry. Fear spread through the crowd like wildfire when whispers began to circulate about a new threat. A band of marauders was reportedly spotted approaching the village once more, bent on looting and causing chaos. Elias's heart pounded as he listened to their panicked discussions. The memories of Mara flooded back, reminding him of her unwavering spirit and her belief that they could protect their home together. In that moment, Elias felt a stirring within him, a pull to rise from the depths of his sorrow. He recalled how he had fought for love and laughter before. Now he felt compelled to fight for their future. Determined not to let another innocent life be lost due to his cowardice, Elias made a choice. With each step towards the gathering crowd, he could almost hear Mara's voice echoing in his mind, urging him to reclaim the hero inside. Fueled by both love and the need for redemption, Elias resolved to stand against the impending danger, igniting a flicker of hope deep within his wounded spirit. As Elias stepped forward to face the looming threat, he knew he couldn't do it alone. He needed allies, and his first thought was to seek out old friends who had once fought beside him. The village square buzzed with concern and fear, but it was also a place of strength. He called for those willing to stand against the marauders, sparking a flicker of hope among the villagers. From the shadows emerged Lena, an agile archer known for her keen eye and swift arrows. She had always admired Elias's bravery and joined his cause to protect the home they both loved. Next, there was Torin, a burly blacksmith with unmatched strength, who wielded a massive hammer. He believed in defending their village, fueled by a desire to keep his family safe. Finally, there was Mira, a wise healer with an extensive knowledge of herbs and potions. She offered to support their efforts by tending to any injuries and providing them with healing remedies during their fight. Together, this diverse group formed a bond rooted in friendship and unity. Each member brought unique skills and perspectives that would reinforce Elias's resolve, reminding him that he was not alone in this battle for their future. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the village, Elias gathered his allies in the square to devise a plan. They formed a tight circle, each one sharing their thoughts and ideas. Lena suggested using the trees around the village as vantage points for archers, allowing her and others to strike from above while keeping the marauders at bay. Torin proposed reinforcing the village gates with barricades he could quickly put together, using his strength to create barriers that would slow down their enemies. Mira chimed in with her knowledge of herbs, offering to prepare healing potions for anyone injured during the battle, ensuring they would be ready to fight on. As they discussed strategies, memories of Mara surfaced in Elias's mind. Her laughter, her encouragement, and her unwavering belief in fighting for what was right. Inspired by her spirit, he urged his friends to remember what they were fighting for. Not just their homes, but the love and hope that had once flourished within its walls. United by this shared purpose, the group forged a plan that combined their strengths, each one contributing to a tapestry of teamwork and bravery. With renewed determination, they prepared to face the marauders together, ready to protect their village and honor Mara's memory. The days leading up to the battle were filled with intense training and bonding. Each morning, as the sun peeked over the mountains, Elias led his team through drills that tested their skills and stamina. Lena practiced her archery, shooting arrows with precision while Torin worked on fortifying the barriers, swinging his hammer with determination. Mira prepared her healing herbs, teaching the others how to use them effectively in case of injuries. During one training session, Elias noticed Lena struggling with a new target set higher in the trees. Approaching her, he encouraged her to believe in herself as Mara once did. With renewed confidence, she hit the mark, her laughter ringing through the air like music. This moment ignited a sense of unity among them. They supported one another, sharing stories of bravery and past victories, inspiring each other to confront their fears. As night fell, they gathered around a campfire to share their hopes and worries. Elias spoke about Mara's spirit watching over them, reminding everyone that they fought not just for their village, but for the love and dreams they held dear. Together, they forged unbreakable bonds, strengthening their resolve to face whatever awaited them in the coming showdown, ready to embrace victory as a united front. The air was thick with tension as the dawn of battle arrived, casting an eerie light over the village. As marauders charged toward them, Elias stood at the forefront, his heart pounding with determination. With a battle cry, they rushed into action, each member of the team stepping into their role. Lena perched high in the trees, her arrows flying swift and true. Each shot found its mark, taking down enemies while she shouted encouragement to her friends below. Torin swung his hammer with fierce strength at the barricades, holding back the enemy's advance as he unleashed powerful blows that sent marauders stumbling. The ground trembled beneath him, showcasing how far he had come from doubt to bravery. Meanwhile, Mira moved amongst her comrades, healing the wounded and concocting potions that restored strength against despair. When Elias stumbled during a chaotic clash, she was there beside him instantly, bandaging his wounds and whispering words of hope that reignited his spirit. In this epic showdown, every challenge faced became a testament to their growth and resilience. Elias felt Mara's presence guiding him. Fueled by memories of love and courage, he led his friends into the fray with renewed resolve. Together they fought not just for survival, but for a brighter future, each moment forging an unbreakable bond within their united hearts. As the battle raged on, Elias found himself face to face with the marauder leader, a figure cloaked in darkness and malice. The moment felt surreal, as if he were confronting not only an enemy but also the shadows of his past. Memories of Mara flooded his mind, her laughter, her unwavering support, and the dreams they had shared. This was not just a fight for survival. It was a fight against the guilt and sorrow that had haunted him since her death. With each swing of his sword, Elias felt Mara's spirit urging him forward. He recalled how she had always believed in his strength, even when he doubted himself. As their clash intensified, he summoned every ounce of courage he possessed, pushing aside the weight of grief that threatened to consume him. The marauder leader sneered, taunting him with words meant to provoke fear and despair. But instead of faltering, Elias stood tall, confronting both the man before him and the inner demons that whispered doubts in his mind. In this climactic moment, Elias realized that true bravery was not merely about defeating an enemy. It was about embracing love and loss as part of his journey. With renewed determination inspired by Mara's memory, he fought valiantly, knowing that he would honor her legacy by standing strong in the face of darkness. As the dust settled over the battlefield, Elias stood panting, heart racing, yet filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. The marauder leader lay defeated at his feet, and the remaining attackers had fled in chaos, leaving the village in a state of stunned relief. Cheers erupted from his friends, and for the first time in a long while, Elias felt the warmth of victory wash over him. But with triumph came a wave of mixed emotions. He looked around to find Lena tending to the wounded, her face strained yet determined. Torin was helping rebuild their barricades, and Mira was stitching up those injured. Despite their victory, the battle had taken its toll. Lives were lost, and Elias's heart sank as he remembered those who fought beside them but would not return. In that moment, he realized that true victory was more than just overcoming an enemy. It was about cherishing the bonds they had formed and recognizing the sacrifices made along the way. Mara's spirit lingered in the air, reminding him that despite the pain of loss, love could triumph over despair. With newfound resolve, Elias vowed to honor their memories by continuing to protect their village and keep their dreams alive, nurturing hope for a brighter future together. In the weeks following the battle, the village slowly began to heal, both physically and emotionally. Elias and his friends worked alongside the villagers to rebuild what had been lost, but they also took time to remember those who had fought bravely and were no longer with them. They held gatherings where stories of courage and love were shared, keeping the memories of fallen comrades alive in their hearts. Elias often found himself visiting the spot where Mara used to gather flowers, reflecting on their shared dreams. He planted a small garden in her honor, filling it with vibrant blooms that reminded him of her laughter and spirit. With every flower that blossomed, he felt a sense of renewal, a reminder that life could continue even after profound loss. Mira organized healing sessions for those affected by the battle, reminding everyone that emotional scars take time to mend. The community grew closer through these experiences, discovering strength in their shared pain and hope for the future. As Elias led his friends forward, he realized that while loss would always be a part of him, it was the love they had shared that would guide him. Each day brought new beginnings and rekindled hope as they embraced life together, determined to honor their past while nurturing a brighter future. As the sun set beyond the village, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Elias reflected on the journey that had transformed him from a wounded hero into a symbol of resilience. In the quiet moments, he understood that life would always present challenges, but it was through those trials that strength is forged. The scars he bore were not just reminders of loss. They were testaments to his growth, marking the path he had traveled. Elias gathered his friends by the garden dedicated to Mara. Each bloom represented not only her spirit, but also the love and hope that persisted even in the face of despair. He shared with them how every wound could tell a story. Stories of healing, courage, and unity. They learned that while pain might linger, love has the power to renew and bind people together in purpose. Together, they embraced their past while looking forward to what lay ahead. They understood that life continues even after loss. It thrives when nurtured by memories and strengthened through community. With renewed hearts, they committed to carrying forward their stories of love, ensuring that their experiences would inspire others to find strength in their own journeys through darkness into light.